In case you haven't heard, this 4th of July marks the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. There are going to be great and many celebrations across the country to observe it, but my question is, after all we have been through over the last 250 years and before, should black people be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the birth of this country? Let's face it, we were not brought here as immigrants, we were brought here as imports. We were not counted as full human beings in the Constitution, but three-fifths of a man. We were bound, shackled, raped, sold, lynched, and more. Then there was a civil war over us, and while the freedom side won, it wasn't long before segregation replaced slavery. Then for a brief hiatus, we had great strides, and now we're back at Jim Crow 2.0 in 2026. So I repeat, should black people celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America? Honestly, to me, this is like asking, should non-black people celebrate Martin Luther King Day or Juneteenth? Some could care less about civil rights and black people being free, but they surely will take the paid holiday. I would never presume to speak for all black people in America, and of course I can't, but I can speak for myself. And I'm able to compartmentalize, and therefore I celebrate the 250th anniversary of America. When I celebrate it selectively. Let me say that again. I can celebrate it, but I celebrate it selectively. Black people celebrating the anniversary of America is like eating fish. First, you have to scrape off the beautiful but indigestible scales of national achievements and prosperity on the outside, which keep you from seeing and getting to the core of the fish on the inside. Then, once inside, you have to remove the bones before you can eat. Now, some fish only have one bone, one main bone. And if you can get that one main bone out the way, the rest of the fish is safe to eat. Other fish, like America, have one main spine of racism with hundreds of tiny little like-minded bones running throughout. America has a lot of good meat. Did you hear what I said? America has a lot of good meat. And I ain't gonna lie, I have been outside the country many times, and no matter where I have been and no matter how good of a time I have had, every single time my feet touched American soil again, I am glad to be home and grateful to be an American. Still, racism is so built into its whole skeletal system that a person can hardly take a bite of America without risking swallowing or choking on a bone. The only way I have managed to celebrate America and at the same time maintain my sanity and an even blood pressure is to remember that when I do so, I must eat the meat and spit out the bones. Repeat after me. When I celebrate America, I must learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. I celebrate the concept of America, not its execution. I celebrate the presidency, but not this president. I celebrate the inventions and innovations, but not the dissension and divisions. I celebrate the freedom of speech, but not rampant evil speech. I celebrate the veterans who died that we might live, but not the ones who spat on their fellow black soldiers because they didn't think they were fit to live. I don't celebrate the flag. I celebrate the faith of our foreparents who did not jump overboard during the Middle Passage. The sacrifice of those who endured suffering to save the next generation. The courage of the ones who stood up for justice at the risk of their own lives. That's what I celebrate on the 4th of July. So, if you see me at Red, White, and Boom, don't assume that I am there because I admire George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and them. First of all, I'm there because I'm just a big kid and I love the fireworks, but also because I celebrate the God who has kept us not because of America, but in spite of America. So go ahead, get your grill, get your steaks, get your hamburgers, your brats, and yes, your fish, your baked beans and coleslaw, and have a big party. Not because of what the founding fathers have done, but because of what our Heavenly Father has done for us in this land called America. So, happy birthday, America. sort of. If you agree with me, or if you know anybody who is not really feeling the America part about the 4th of July, or who has already packed their bags to move out of this country back to Africa or somewhere else, please share this post with them. Please share this post with them. This is Dr. C. Dexter Wise III. Feel free to follow me, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Also, check out our church website at www.faithministries.church. And to learn more about my books, my products, my services, and the Wise School of Ministry, visit www.wiseworksonline.net. Wiseworksonline.net. See you next week.